Okay, give me a sec.
Well, we're live, but we're still talking. That's the thing
Oh,
we're doing.
my bad.
So, no, it's cool. By Grab Thar's Hammer, what a savings. Uh, yeah, let's finish talking about something about a lyra.
Layer of crafting. It's in the. That's what I use for like building crap when I have like mass projects just to speed stuff up.
Called Lyra
Also, my
Building.
yeah.
Ooh. If the proper chords are struck, can also be used to build. It's not used for crafting, my friend. It's used to magically construct buildings.
Oh, I guess not ships. I was building buildings with it. I can't lie.
Yeah, specifically mentions buildings. All right,
Well, that's out of the water.
we good to go? The worst intro we've ever started with, so, just keep rolling with it. I'm Arthur Perkins. I am not sick. It's good life. Great life. Let's figure out how everybody else's lives are going. Adam, how are you this week?
Doing great. My sports update: my Kansas City Chiefs won seventh straight today, so I'm happy about that.
I'll give them
Holidays
an
are
appreciative face nod.
holidays are very busy trying to wrap up projects by the year end, but things are going well in that aspect. I'm trying to configure my 2012 Mac Mini into an actually gaming somewhat computer, so I'm doing a little research on that, and I think I can have a couple viable solutions there. Uh, but yeah, life is good. Can't complain.
Okay, cool. Craig, where are you at?
In D&D. Anything I see weird?
I'm right here. Not a whole lot going on. I've had a cold last almost 2 weeks. It's been driving me crazy. But
I was out all day.
we went out.
Just 1 second. Dom, are you still there? Your mic is open.
Oh, you stuff.
Dom.
Don't talk about it.
Dom.
Damn,
Dom.
kick him.
Okay.
Yeah. We don't want to get into these private conversations.
No telling
We'll
what
just
he's
call
going to
him
say.
back. Yeah.
I don't want. I'd rather kick him than let him get embarrassed. So.
Jim, how's the audio level between me and Craig? Adam might just be loud regularly. Dom, you back?
Adam's
my
always
roommate
loud.
was
I think he
asking
shouts at us.
Yeah, Dom, you left your mic open, so we just kicked you rather than... Because...
Huh.
No, I was really sure what you were about to say, but I didn't want you to be like, the password for my social security number is the following. Because I was like, hey, man, mic's open.
Yeah, I thought my mic on the thing was just cut off, but it didn't because it just stopped halfway down, which is like, huh, that makes sense.
All
Me and
right.
my roommates were talking about frappes.
Yeah,
Okay.
we went out to Fort Sam Houston yesterday and did wreaths across America and put wreaths out on gravestones in the federal graveyard out there. So that was neat to see and do. Always enjoy doing that every year. And had a bunch of family here this weekend, so we've been kind of crowded, but it was fun. And that's about it. We had some downtime, so Scourge did some revamping. He threw away the shield. He got tired of it getting in the way. And he's now got 5 barbarian levels, 1 oracle level, and 5 rage prophet levels. He managed to con somebody out of Zool, transformed it into a dwarven long axe, which is going to be just silly because he feet
So it's a
retraining.
dwarven long axe, so it's about the same length as a regular axe.
Oh, shit.
Well, dwarven long axe has reach.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
So he now has reach with cleave, great cleave, power attack, cleaving finish, combat reflexes, and furious focus. So I do not suffer penalties for power attacking.
Your effectiveness in battle is going to go skyrocket.
Super high. Yeah, this is going to get completely insane. So, and I have, with the oracle levels, I picked up spells, and I think, I got to go back and look, because now I'm not sure. I think I took, no, I could not get enlarge I'll have to go back and look. I was going to switch in for enlarge, and I don't think I got it, so I have to put that in.
Are you a Battle Oracle?
Yeah, Battle Oracle.
Yeah, you get
So
enlarged.
Scourge loses his sight and he turns into Paul Atreides, basically.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, you should have a large person as one of your spells.
Yeah, Battle Oracle. I think it's part of your thing. You
should be,
automatically
it
gain
should be my.
And also, don't forget you get Fog Cloud too. So, come to the
what level Rage Prophet are you now?
5.
So you have your Spirit Guardian then.
I haven't read anything about it. I'm going to have to work on it. So that's one of
Yeah.
the things I've got to get sorted out. So
Yeah, you have a little phantom that speaks to your mind and watches over you while you're fighting. So let me ask, like, what is this thing that watches over you and whispers into your ear?
does it have to be one of the listed spirit?
No. You can
It's whatever you want.
You could just be like, it's the spirit of my dead brother, or you could be like, it's the spirit of a long dead prophet who's like, whoa, what's up, man? I see the future,
it's the
bro.
spirit of Alaris.
It's shit.
Oh,
man.
Never died.
nice. Huh?
I said the connection never died. Like,
Yeah.
died. There was so much lifelink going on that he
just
survived.
stayed there. He's still
You know,
linked.
you are wielding his weapon.
Yeah.
And I have Alaris's weapon in my hands. You are absolutely correct. So, well, I actually like that.
Maybe we can have scenes where you and Adam talk to you as Alaris and Scourge still. Scourge can just be like, Alaris, any guidance? All right, cool.
Drink more kelp beer.
It's good for you. And eat your vegetables.
Kelp beer is the Veda Rose of this campaign, that's for sure.
You made
A little
it,
bit, yeah.
You just rolled it.
So anyway, yeah, his brain cramp. Sorry.
His killing ability just skyrocketed.
His combat ability is just gonna skyrocket. It's gonna be pretty darn silly.
Because it wasn't already good already.
Well, I mean, he was good. He was a lot better at control than he was just dishing out damage. But yeah, it's gonna go kind of silly now. So we'll see how it works.
I mean, all the villains that have been watching you so far and taking notes, one of them's gonna come back. Like, one of the scouts is gonna come back and be like, "Sir, his power level's over 9,000. What? Over 9,000?
That can't be right."
That can't be right.
All right. So speaking of over 9,000, Dom, how are you doing this week?
Oh, my computer's still broke, but I had 2 people look at it. It's definitely the power source, so I'm probably going to order that Friday for me. They get me a new thing.
Please get a new power source. Do not try to fix it out. The last one.
No, like I wasn't going to fix it. I was going to get it replaced.
Good, good.
By getting replaced, fix the computer. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Not like I'm not going to take it apart and be like, oh, I want to mess with wiring. No, that's foolish. But
That's a good way to fry out your computer.
Lucky for me, I already changed all my stuff to level 11 on the level 20. So basically, I just had to make me a spell list real quick. But I remember the spells I got from the thing and some of the ones I already brought. So I'm kind of handicapped this week, but not really, because the cleric is pretty much just heal stuff and all the stuff from the Triculary domain. So yeah.
Oh, are you guys using the Roll20 character sheets?
Yeah.
Huh.
You want one?
Sure. Yeah.
You don't already have one.
Transfer
I can get
everything
one for
from my
you.
PDF. It'll be
Well, I
pretty
use
easy.
it for my
Yeah, it won't take that long.
dice rolling for the cleric. I actually
Well,
have
you
it.
do have one, my friend.
Oh, do I? I
His name
never
is
even bothered looking.
Widge Ale Haj.
There
Just
you
need
go.
to edit it yourself. All right. Anything else from you, Dom?
Got me my T-shirts from Black Friday. Came in the other day. Got me a new Steven Universe T-shirt. Yay!
We need to get that APGamingREAL out. Real.
I'm
That's my present to the world.
That's your present to the world. But yeah, hopefully the week after I get my computer set up before the end of the holidays. One of my friends locally is going to be running Hell's Rebels for us. One of the classes he's opened up is the Strix, which I'm like, that's a random class, but apparently they're popular in Chiliax? Question mark.
Yeah, kind of. They're a lot like Romani. they're forced to live on certain preserves along the coast. Craig played a Strix during Plunder and Peril, remember? There's the Flying Crow people.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm actually taking the Prestige class from Interseed that I'm worshiping the God of Revolution, where I can actually have backstory in the town.
What's her name? Milani or something?
Yeah, Merlani. Like, actually, one of the traits you actually, because I don't have a good charisma, you treat your charisma as a 14 when managing and organizing rebellion stuff, which is like, yeah, that's a cool trait to have. And I aspire greatness in people, even though I hate all humans. I'll swallow my hate for my people.
Alright, well after that, let's talk to Marcus, a.k.a. Sid Alpha, a.k.a. Richie.
Well, hello.
How are you this week, and do you have any critical advice on certain video games?
I do have some critical advice on certain video games. First of all, just so everyone knows, I am also not sick currently, which I'm very thankful for. Current advice on video games: if you're thinking about buying Star Wars Battlefront, don't. Trust me, you will be the better for it. You'll be wiser, safer, more monetarily secure.
I see the price dropping on that with quickness. That's just me.
Yeah, but then there's the microtransactions and the $50 season pass, to which I believe they still haven't even bothered to tell us what is in the DLC packages that are part of the season pass yet. Even though they've already started working on the next Battlefront before they even told us what is going to be in the DLC packs for the current one.
Big business.
Because EA, they're such a wonderful company. I love them. I really do. They're fantastic. It's been a pretty good week for me so far. Got a little bit of news for everyone. Just so you know, starting tomorrow, myself and another YouTuber goes by the name Noob with Boobs. Trust me, that's her actual online moniker. We're actually doing a giveaway contest called the 12 Games of Christmas. And so what will happen is we'll be doing alternating games on alternating days starting tomorrow. And people who subscribe to both channels and leave a comment in the on that video, their name goes into a hat. And we have 3 prizes. I'm footing up the grand prize, which is any video game you want, whether it be PC, Xbox One, or PlayStation 4, no matter whether it's a AAA title or a $5 indie game. If it's what you want, we'll buy it for you and figure out how to get it to you.
How do I enter that, sir?
You can enter that by subscribing to both channels, and if you go searching on my channel, youtube.com/SidAlpha, start looking for videos titled 12 Games of Christmas, you can find links to her channel as well as my videos. You have to sub to both channels, that's a requirement, and post a comment on one of the 12 Games of Christmas videos, either on my channel or hers, and your name goes into the hat, which means you can get up to 12 times your name goes into the hat for the drawing. So
that sounds sexy.
And they're going to be Let's Play format type videos, which is something I've never done before. So it's going to be me trying to be entertaining, which is kind of hilarious in its own right. But it should be interesting. Cheesy games. I'm going to spoil one of them for you guys. Game hasn't been released, but I will actually be doing on my channel the new Hateful Boyfriend game.
I'm out. We're done. We're done. You've just lost all talking privileges.
What is this Hateable Boyfriend game?
Nope, we're done.
It's straight up pure horribleness.
We're really done. Like, we're not talking about that game at all.
Oh,
I'm so confused and don't know.
No, we're done.
Arthur really doesn't like that.
I don't know that. Arthur doesn't like.
You can go on my YouTube channel and find out why. I played it for about an hour, and I spent the whole time writing things down in a notebook. Like, oh, okay, this guy's no that no.
Well, see, and that'll be the fun of it, watching me go absolutely fucking insane trying to play the game. And doing ridiculous voices.
You're not gonna be remembering all the characters. There's like the last one, there's like 50 fucking characters. And you'd be like, what accent did I have for this guy? He's French, right? No, that's his brother. His brother's actually French. He's American, I guess. But sometimes he says stuff that's replaced with French words. I don't know. Game is fucking stupid, man. I'm mad.
Yeah, it's stupid, but that's the point. You won't see a single good video game on any of these. They're all going to be cheap, cheesy, at least mildly Christmas themed stuff.
Well, I can tell you what's not going to happen. I'm definitely not going to youtube.com/SidOff over the next couple of days to look at the 12 Days of Christmas. And if I'm not doing that, I'm definitely not going to youtube.com/nameswithboobs. It's not a thing.
That's harsh, man.
I know. We're getting
Arthur,
so
you're
much
such a-
better at selling out, right? Like,
Arthur, you're such a grouch.
I know. People, every time someone says shit like that, I keep getting reminded of the Oscar the Grouch skit
That's
on
what-
Dave
I
Chappelle.
love-
He's
I
like,
love that one.
of course I'm a grouch! I live in a trash can!
That's my favorite one, too. One of my
man, Dave
Oh, I
Chappelle.
can't believe that. Yeah, one person in chat actually asked, "Why not Honey Pop?"
Why not Honey Pop?
Please. No, we're done.
Yeah.
No,
Right.
we're done. His
so
helpful
bad.
boyfriend. We're definitely going right past Honey Pop. Let's talk about a better subject. Me.
It's all about me.
It's all about me. Hopefully, there's Jade Regent this week, and then I think this week is the last episode of Spears of the Dawn until the new year, and the last episode of Star Wars until the new year. So there's going to be a lot of empty spots on my channel for playing tons and tons of Fallout 4. Not that I care. I got to play Fallout 4 finally for the first time in 3 weeks on Thursday night.
Yeah,
Stayed
geez,
up.
Arthur, your character was level 43, 44 now.
Yeah.
Ridiculously overpowered character.
No, I just want to
Yeah.
break a little bit off and talk about the one battle. Someone told me, they were like, "Go fight this dude Swan. He's the hardest fight in the whole game."
I was
"All
watching
right.
that.
All right, I'm gonna go
Good.
grab my fat man. I got my best power armor. I'm hooked up on drugs. I got tons of mines and grenades. And then I go to Swan and I throw an artillery barrage, and he died instantly. One round. That's all it took." And I was like, "Yep, that fight was
Yeah,
so
Arthur
hard.
didn't
I
even
literally
let
did
Swan
nothing."
come out of the water. He just you did throw a.
I
you did
fired
throw
a
an
fat
chicken.
man, but if you watch, I shot it over his head and hit the building on the far side of the
Yeah,
parking
but
lot.
you did shoot a second one and hit him with it.
But he was dead already. I'm pretty sure he was dead.
regardless.
All
Well, I
right.
made.
No, he was.
made
I think
level-
the mortar barrage did take out about 2/3 of his life or something like that. But yeah, the guy never even got up out of the water.
Yep.
Arthur just nuked him so fast.
Wow. Yeah, I made level 54 today,
You're a monster.
and I've got all the I've got everything rifle maxed out. I got everything VATS maxed out.
I don't have anything in any of those points.
I got all the crafting, the armor and armor, weapons, science, all that's maxed out. So yeah, my armor's insane. I just put all my clothing. I just got the
Ballistic fiber.
ballistic fiber in all my clothing.
I'm told that is an unlock you get for doing railroad quests, so I'm currently working on the railroad, words I didn't consider until I was halfway through that sentence.
Now let me give you a hint. Read on how to do it. I normally don't say go look stuff up first, but if you don't do it exactly right, exactly in the right order, the right time, you'll miss it.
No, sounds like I missed it. 'Cause I'm like deep.
If
deep in with
you
them.
get to the point where they say go build the thing to go to talk to the institute, go see the institute, you've gone too far.
They're like telling me to put Mila stuff up and do safe house shit. So
Yeah, okay. Well, when you get past that and you go talk to Pam or whatever her name is, you're at the right place. But don't go past that. Read up on how and when to do it, or
That sounds
because
like
I
some
got
cheater
screwed.
shit.
I was past it and went, why did I never see it? And I went back and looked, and you can't talk to them because they've moved. They're not in place anymore, and they're somewhere else, and you can't get anymore. So I went and consoled it in rather than going back 35 save games and starting all over again.
okay, all right.
I was kind of ticked because I really don't like having to use the console, especially for dumb stuff like that.
Let's talk about one last thing before we get started here. And so people on the YouTube might notice the video starting here, and yet I'm still not talking about things they want to hear. And that's because I'm telling everyone to go on Twitter and follow at cotton_tailed, because the amount
Already
of
done.
the amount of fan art that she's been doing for this channel is incredible. And there's some crazy shit. She drew Nile from you know that game that happens on Wednesday. It has lightsabers. God damn it.
Yeah, the Star Wars thing.
That's the
Empire.
one. Yep, Star Wars. She drew Nile from Star Wars. She drew all the characters from the Rabbit game. Okay, I thought I wasn't sick, but my brain's still not working. You know, the Warren. There we go. I had to just look in chat. And she drew all the Spears of the Dawn characters. So there you go.
She drew
So
another
much
one?
fan art.
Yeah,
What was the
if
fourth
you
one?
weren't going to say anything about it, Arthur, I was going to interject and say something, because I was looking through a lot of Cottontail's drawings today, and guys, everyone who's in chat, if you or on YouTube, you should definitely go check him out. She did a fantastic job with all of them, really.
Yep. She did not draw Naomi by request, because Gamersign was like, yeah, I already have a pic of Naomi. It's perfect, and everything about it is the best.
Oh yeah, fair enough. That's what I was like. That's how Goku looked like in my head. Puffy green hair with a mask.
Yep. That
Cool.
hair is quite puffy. Alright. Now we're getting started. Welcome to Book 5. It's called...
Yeah. Stuff.
I should have been prepared. The Price of Infamy. Does anyone remember what happened last time?
He was looking for revenge in all the wrong places.
That sounds like the beginning of a really good noir
The price
crime
of
novel.
infamy is eternal vengeance.
I was
Well-
looking for revenge in all the wrong places, and that's when she walked in.
Her name was darn, I can't think of the chick from Rat Queens.
Oh my god, so many images just raced through my head of a pirate-themed film noir.
Yep, I got it now too. I would have enjoyed that.
But anyway, we did the party.
Wait, you did the recall last time, Dom. I'm hoping
Actually-
someone like Adam, because he keeps notes, and Craig, because apparently he started keeping notes. Or maybe
But-
even Rich.
I like
You
to
didn't
say,
keep any
I
notes
bring
from
the-
last week.
I like to say I had a little.
I had a power blink and I lost my document because it wasn't saved.
Fair enough. I like to add a little bit of entertainment and fantasy to my recaps. Thank you, because I'm an artist.
That's true, but your
Last
recaps are
time
always
on
extremely
Skulls and Shackles.
detailed.
Extremely detailed.
Extremely detailed.
Is
That's
that a
good.
bad?
Do what?
Is that a bad thing?
No, they're just you go over everything that happened.
Like that's a bad thing on a recap.
So last time
Or
we
Dragon Ball
began
Z.
by hosting a party on our island in order to gain Pirate Lord favors, and be crowned basically official Pirate Lords. Scourge, mainly. And so we picked up by killing a bunch of rats. We also discovered there was a horny werewolf at the party, in addition to guests acting very funny, and also the staff. We learned through investigation that they were charmed, and or there was alchemical substances being used to alter their behavior. We eventually tracked down what we first believed the culprit of these charms, and that was the naked, black-haired water creature. Her name escapes me right now.
Serafina.
Serafina. And we tracked her down and discovered that she was being controlled by someone else. We did not know that person's name, but her shawl was taken, and therefore she basically attacked us. We ended up defeating her in combat and bringing her unconscious body back to the ship. When we came back to the ship, we saw 3 major explosions of 3 Pirate Lord ships, and learned
It was a lot more than 3.
No, it was only their 3 flagships.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yep.
Sorry.
And we learned that there was a saboteur involved. Again, very mysterious. Nobody knew names. But we, despite the 3 flagships being blown up, we garnered enough favor to be granted Admiral Scourge his free pirate lord captain title. I probably screwed that up a little bit.
It's getting hard to know exactly what Scourge's many titles are at this point.
Admiral, Captain, Master,
Admiral, Commodore, Captain, Free Cap.
Well, when you become an admiral, you're no longer a commodore. Commodore is a title that refers to someone who controls multiple ships but is not yet an admiral.
Fathers, brothers, cousins, nephews.
College roommate!
He's like, call me Scourge for short. As you see like a bandana covering his eyes, flagging in the wind with a new weapon. That's right. I'm back, baby. With vengeance.
And we discovered through 3 months of divine and magical divination that it was I believe a halfling Chilaxian alchemist by the name of Monsieur. I can't pronounce it. I'm just Marquette. Marquette. And that when we asked around about like, hey, do you know this guy? What does he look like? Nobody said anything because they either had no clue or they were basically forbidden to speak of him. So it's basically someone who's basically been off the grid the entire campaign. So, but he still has a shawl. We want revenge upon him, and it's something that we would like to solve or bring justice to him.
He's so off the grid. He lives in a cabin in the woods. There's an American flag over every window. He owns more guns than he has fingers.
Lives in a trailer down by the river.
I think he has Dan kidnapped because that's
of course.
That's the only answer there. It's got Dan kidnapped, tied up, and he's like, feed me, give me water.
Yes, I love it.
We gotta find Dan at some point. Hashtag find Dan. All right. Yes, that is an accurate summary. We have time jumped 3 months into the future, and now we are time jumping backwards 1 week from that time jump. So I think we come in. Current day is what shows up in the bottom right hand corner, and it says Port Peril in like big blocky letters, and then under it says Fort Hazard, sorry. Hurricane King's home, and then underneath all of that it's like Pirate Lord's chamber. And we see Scourge like nodding and drifting off and falling asleep, and then it's like 1 week ago, and it is the ship, the Raging Dolphin, sailing upon the Blue Isles. Now, over the last few days, Aces has been preparing to invest his heir and his daughter. What is your relationship with her now? This slave girl that you've bought and freed and then forced to go to school.
I forced her to go to school. Oh, she's free now. I saw her, and she looked like she gave up on life, and I gave her hope that one day that all halflings should be treated equally, maybe, sort of.
But you said you wanted her to become your steward on the island.
Yeah, like run stuff for me. Basically, my Pepper, my Iron Man.
So okay, so she's like your secretary now.
Yeah. I'm actually paying her and stuff and giving her a decent salary and stuff.
Yeah, so whoever the new lookout is like, land on the horizon. But of course, Aces, your eyesight is superior to that of a telescope eagle. That's an eagle that has telescopes for eyes. And so you knew the land was coming up all along. And the halfling, she's given herself a new name. She doesn't use her slave name anymore, so she calls herself Infinity now. And she's just like, so, Aces.
Yes, my dear?
Why would you make me your steward here?
You see me take a knee and look her eye to eye. I see potential in you. I see someone that loves the arts, that want more in life, and I just couldn't leave you there in those pits because you deserve better. And I
She's
want to
like,
give you
yeah,
a better
yes,
life.
yes, I understand all of that, you know. But, you know, I've been reading a lot of philosophical texts at school and some biographies of leaders. And it just
Yeah.
seems strange that you would put me in charge. First off, I don't have any skill at leading other people. And my arithmetic is kind of rudimentary. These people don't even know me. We don't have a shared religion. I don't know anything about them culturally. This is a horrible idea.
Well, it's the best I can come up with, so hashtag wing it.
Well, all right. Well, I have a second question. Since apparently you don't care about that one, how much
Yeah.
am I getting paid?
How much do you want for a salary?
She's like, what is a salary?
I don't know. It's what secretaries get paid. That's what I heard what these kids are saying.
Is it, I mean, you hand me an object called a salary? And she's like, Laris, what is a salary?
A salary is a fixed amount paid on a regular basis that does not, but has no bearing upon how many hours or productivity that you produce.
So she kind of nods and is like, I had one of those before. We called it a piece of bread and a cot.
Okay, then.
I understand this concept.
But you
3
get
hots and a cot. There's your salary.
So she's just like, I'm free now, though. Why would I want to not be free? This salary sounds horrible.
because I give you money to do stuff.
She looks confused. She's like, I've never had money before. What do you even use it to do?
Buy
Most of the
things,
people I've
food.
seen spending money use it to buy ships. What if I don't want a ship? That seems like a really bad use of money.
I don't know. I believe that.
What if
you're
I don't
harmed
like
by-
drinking alcohol? Like, people bought lots of alcohol on the ship that I was on.
I'm more of a Kelp Bill kind of guy. Goes for the blood. But if you don't want
This is all
you
very
can always-
confusing.
If you don't want this, you can say no. I'm not making you do this.
So she's like, well, it's not like I have many other, what's the word, job offers on the table right now. And, I mean, we're already here. I just, you know, you should be prepared for my performance, right? Because I don't know how to run an island. I mean, I'll do my best, but...
Well, just talk to the people. Like, they probably already have an establishment. Just make sure everything goes smoothly, I guess, and just report to me, and I give you money for stuff. If they have need, send it to me, and I'll fit those needs accordingly to the best of my ability.
Okay.
Now, we do have that one guy that we were going to task with upholding our set of laws.
Yes, that
on
was
the
back
island.
on the Isle of Empty Eyes, your personal island. This is Dom's secret super set of small islands that he's the lord of.
I see.
Yes.
Backstory stuff.
That
But, you know,
guy. Do you even remember that guy's name?
that guy.
Not even
I
not
said
even a little
backstory.
bit.
His name is Cashew of the Flame.
The Asimara of, like,
Cashew.
revenge. He told me all Asimaras in the word one, so I was surprised to see one.
Yeah. Most Azamars during the World Wound plot threw themselves up against the World Wound and tried to kill themselves.
Yep.
Oh, we have a request in chat, by the way. People wanted to know what everyone's characters look like so that Cottontail could draw them, because she's amazing. So, if my players wanted to go to twitch.tv/APGamingREAL/chat and let them know what's up.
Actually, I kind of did already. Cottontailed, I'm Grucifer in chat, just so you know.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I'll tell her, like, how I imagine Ace is in my head. That elven half-orc with tusk.
Yeah, so, when you're getting close to the Blue Isles, they match their name very well. The water is not deep. It is, you know, less than 30 feet deep, so the ship is a little shallow. It could get a little bumpy, but it is uniformly not deep. The water is clear and blue. it looks like a Sandals Resort type situation. You like ride the boat right up to the coastline, and the people are all on like stilted houses. They're out catching fish and having fun. There's coconuts everywhere. There's dogs barking. People are like, "Oh, hey, you guys are back. How's it going?"
Hey, people of my land, raise the roof.
Yeah, when you say that, one of like the work foreman is like, "Of course, sire. What roof shall we raise? Have you brought a house for us to construct?"
I'll get on that.
Very well. Would you like us to make a roof for you? Perhaps a barn of some kind?
Do you have a bar here?
We do not, but we can make one if you so desire.
I would like a bar for my captain.
So he's just like, "Okay, we'll get started on making a barn. I will add it to our list. It should be done by next year."
Fair enough. And I nod to the captain. Don't worry, you will have your drinking spot when we visit.
He said barn. B-A-R-N.
Oh, my bad. A bar where you sell alcoholic beverages.
He's like, "Oh, yes, we have one of those."
Okay.
Besides,
That would
shouldn't
be
a
our-
barn raising take only like a day?
They have to
Amish
build the
people do it all
barn
the time.
first.
Oh.
They need all of the things first. And it's not, I mean, this is a tropical island. It's not like you're walking around with giant trees. You can just like, "Oh, yeah, I'm going to work that."
Coconut trees, right?
You ever
There
tried
you go,
working with coconut tree
Cottontail. I'll
wood, my friend?
I'll put
Not
something
really,
in there
no.
for you, Cottontail.
Sorry, what was that, Craig?
I said I'll put something in chat for you, Cottontail.
Oh, excellent.
My question is, Cottontail your cousin?
No.
Oh. I thought you said your cousin did art for
My cousin does do art.
Oh, okay.
Cottontail is not my cousin, though.
Oh, okay. I apologize, Cottontail. Even though if you were Arthur cousin, I would respect you just saying.
respect her
But if
even
you
more
really
now that you
were
know she's
related,
not
Arthur,
related to me,
just
right?
saying.
I show respect.
Harsh ass burns on me tonight, all
I
night.
don't know.
The whole
I'm
pre-chat. Listen, guys, for the first 5 minutes of chat, it was nothing but Dom taking a dump on me.
Because Arthur does that.
The whole time, all we talked about was Dom hating me.
What? I don't hate you. I just call it as it is. This is why I love you. 'Cause
All
I'm
right.
honest with you.
And I think at that point, Scourge wakes up from his sleeping as Hurricane King Kurdak Bonefist enters the room, and everybody quiets down. So the Pirate Council...
You just went off behind Adam for a second.
Yeah. It was like watching one of the little cars explode in Fallout 4. I have to tell you, man, watching a whole chain of cars go off one after another is absolutely beautiful.
That's really
Yep, it's
awesome.
even better when you're
Yeah.
high on jet. It's amazing when you're high on jet. I
Don't do jet kids.
I don't know which drug it is that makes the world look HD, because I keep taking all the drugs at once, but when I figure it out, I'm going to do nothing but take that drug all the time.
I didn't know any of them actually affected the...
Oh yeah, they're one of the drugs. When you take it, everything looks all bright and colorful, like all the textures
Super
are
sharp
and I was like, "Holy shit, this is awesome!" And then I looked around and I was like, "Oh god, it's the Murder Queens! Keep shooting!"
Hey,
I'm gonna have to go try. I've not used any drugs ever, so I guess
You're
I'm gonna have to go
missing
try
out.
some of them now.
I mean, Jet is fantastic. Buffout is great, but Psycho, Med-X, all good.
Oh, yeah, Arthur, can I ask you something mechanically?
Yes.
What does having Steel Spell and Silent Spell do mechanically? I know Steel Spell you can cast in armor, but I'm not sure having both.
I
of
have
them
no
do.
idea what you were asking, friend.
The meta magic feats. Steel Spell and Silent Spell. One makes you not have
Still
to speak.
Spell lets you cast and you don't have to make the hand gestures, and Silent Spell means you don't have to speak.
So, like, when you do them together, do you, like, can you cast from, like, stealth, or I'm not sure how that works.
You can cast from stealth, but you still provoke an action, strangely.
Unless you are completely concealed. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because I always wondered that's like, Yeah, what does that do mechanically when you have both?
You basically just cast spells by standing still.
By going.
It's like having an SLA.
Okay, I just look at you as like,
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think the game mechanics really covered that possibility.
Yeah, go watch the psychic guy on Heroes.
I would just watch Psych, where he's like, and that's when I discovered the following.
Hey,
All right.
Psych is awesome.
Wow, we really have to get started here, guys. We're 45 minutes in, and we still have
Let's
yet
play
to get
some
to the Pirate
Pathfinder.
Council.
well, we did. I role played.
So Hurricane King, Scourge,
Yep.
nodding off, flashback.
But
Got it.
this isn't the Skulls and Shackles podcast?
Okay, amazing. Pirate Council meets in a large chamber located inside Fort Hazard. The Hurricane King sits at one end of a long oaken table, in an overly ostentatious chair with a high back carved with images of sea monsters coiled around ships, while 30 smaller, less extravagant, but extremely comfortable chairs are positioned around the table 15 to a side. No one sits in the chair at the far end of the table. An enormous chair sized for a giant. This chair is reserved for Besmara herself should she ever decide to attend her Privy Council. Food and alcohol are served in quantity during the Pirate Council. The meal is quite fine, serving almost as a bribe to encourage the pirate lords to attend in the first place. Several other smaller tables sit against the walls of the room. These are reserved for minor pirate lords who do not have votes, but who are still welcome to provide feedback and opinions during the meeting. So, I want to ask, Marcus, Aces, and Laris, you are one of these minor pirate lords. Do you all sit together? Do you sit at a certain table? Do you let others sit at that table?
Wait a minute, we count as minor power?
Yeah, you're allowed to provide feedback, but you're not allowed to vote.
Okay.
Because you are the advisors to a actual pirate lord.
Oh, okay. So
I think Marcus would stay within earshot of the others, but wouldn't necessarily be sitting right next to them.
So you might be at like another table just next to their table.
Right.
So where are Laris and Aces at?
I'll be at the table.
yeah, probably at table because
Do you let anyone else sit at your table? Do you seek out someone else at a table?
well, I let Sammy like stay in the crowd because she's not technically a pirate lord minor, I guess.
Yes, she's not even allowed in the chamber.
Oh, she's probably off doing some stuff. I give her like a sum of money. It's like buy something nice. I believe.
Is there anyone prominent that was at our party that is attending?
Yes, many of them are at the main table because they were all pirate lords.
Is there any lieutenants or second commands that are?
There are a number of lieutenants and second commands from the other pirate lords that are scattered around the room.
Whoever is the most ambitious, I guess.
The most ambitious?
That we know of.
Yeah. Yeah. There is such a person. I think you've heard of, Wide Olga.
Is she the half-orc?
No. Wide Olga, has a first mate named Sincera. You heard of her briefly.
Wide Olga?
Yes, Wide Olga. She is exactly as you might expect her name to describe her as.
Fair enough.
Wide Olga. You learned of her briefly, probably about 12 sessions ago. Her first mate and the first mate of her former husband are constantly intercepting messages between the two and turning them negative in order that the two kill each other so that their first mates can take over their position. It's kind of an open secret between everyone that no one lets Wide Olga and her husband know. So yeah, you're sitting with Sincera.
Wait a minute, is Sarah Quinn here?
Sandara Quinn is not here.
Okay.
She wouldn't be allowed in the chamber because she's not an officer for Scourge.
I'm not sure, like, has she moved up in the world or not, you know?
She is. As you might already have realized, she is a commodore of her own fleet.
Nice. That's nice to know. I'm trying to, like, eye over some people. Is my friend from the half-elf there?
I don't know who that is.
The one that has the green hair?
I still don't know who that is.
Druid.
Maze Daramar?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the pirate lords.
Oh, so
sitting at
he's
the
at the
bin
main.
table.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Like,
Yep.
Okay, I'm trying to think of. Do we know anybody like lower on the totem pole? Not really. So just me and him.
So you're
probably-
sitting with Laris?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and Sincera is there. She looks kind of annoyed that you would sit at her table, but she suffers through it. You know, she's just like, first mate Sincera of Wide Olga's Wide Fleet. And who are you? I don't think I've ever met you before.
I apologize, my good lady. I am Aces, first mate of the Laughing. No, Bloody Dolphin. Because we used to be the Laughing Dolphin. We're the Bloody Dolphin now.
I see. I've not heard of the Laughing Bloody Dolphin. Sounds like you've been going through ships quite quickly.
Yeah, one of those things of being maybe a new pirate lord. Not sure how these folks are going to go.
So she kind of rolls her eyes and then turns to Laris and is like, and you are...
I get up and curtsy and say, my name is Laris Boneshatter. I have heard about you from afar. Your stories are quite interesting. You are more beautiful than I anticipated.
So she's just like, it's like that, huh?
Yes. I always try to understand what the competition is like out there in the pirate world, and I must admit, your accomplishments are many. I'm essentially just trying to butter her up.
Yeah, so she leans back in her chair and, like, pulls out a Bowie knife and starts cleaning her fingers with it and is like, so, you consider me competition, then? I see.
Not directly, mind you, but, you know, we're all trying to make a name for ourselves. And give her, like, a wink.
Oh, so, yeah, she's like, I can respect that. I can respect trying to make a name for yourself. Yeah.
And
You could see her, like, turn towards Wyatt Olga and like, keep cleaning her fingernails, but maybe it's pressing in a little harder than you would expect.
You say you might be careful, my dear. Don't want to bleed all over the place.
So, Marcus, is there anybody at the table you're sitting at?
You tell me, is there?
You know what? I think there is. There's a guy with, like, huge, shaggy dreadlocks and kind of Eurasian features. And, a huge curly black beard. And he leans in towards you and says, "Look, mate, you see them big doffs over there at the next table? We'll go down and catch a shark or two with them."
My friend, that was an amazing, wonderful example of frontier gibberish. Unfortunately, I couldn't quite understand what you were saying.
Maybe you can't understand proper in common towns I told.
Are you wearing the helm of comprehend languages or not?
Yes, I am.
I'll be right back, man.
Wrecked.
Still, but it can still be in the same language and yet slurred in such a way as to be completely incomprehensible.
Nod and smile. Nod and smile.
I just look at him blankly for a brief moment and blink a couple of times, and then just say, "My name is Marcus. Pleased to meet you, good sir. Are you enjoying the party so far?"
He's like, "I'm enjoying the party more if I was over there with those two party ladies at the next table right there."
Now that I can understand completely.
Well,
And
I would speak the
wholeheartedly
same language
agree with you,
now,
sir.
what was by the Queen.
Very, very true.
Right, I think I like you, mate.
Excellent. I think I like you as well.
So he sticks his hand down. He's like, "Name's Marcus."
Marcus? My name is Marcus.
Wait, what?
And like unusual, like, well, like same name or something. Kind of
Yeah,
what we've had.
must have, sir. Tell you what, you introduced yourself first. You can be Marcus number 1. I'll be Marcus number 2.
I'll be number 1. That's how I can live my life. One
Excellent.
nautical mile at a time, mate.
1 mile at a time. Excellent. Well, pleased to meet you, number 1.
Right, number 2.
I think I like this guy a lot already.
All right. So a typical council meeting begins a half an hour before the food and rum is served, and then lasts until half an hour after the meal begins. During a pirate council, the chairs at the central table are reserved for pirate lords with full votes. Given your good but limited success during the last episode, you have 1 vote rather than no or all votes. For this meeting, there are only 11 pirate lords in attendance, leaving 20 chairs empty. Tessa Farrowin, Aranax Endemion, and the Master of Gales are there, as are Avamar Soranash, Cerise Bloodmorn, and Maze Daramar. A number of less known, but very bloodthirsty pirate lords by the name of Hardluck Massey, Delamona Birdie, Jolus Raffles, and Wide Olga are also in attendance. King Kurdak Bonefist is there, attended by his viceroy, Sadok Goldtooth. There are a number of issues that are up for a vote. You will need to influence the issues by having certain members of your council speak for you, or you can simply use disrepute points. If you want to spend disrepute, you can shift a vote from one side to the other. And you can spend unlimited number of disrepute points on any vote. Okay. During any vote, you can make 1 bluff, 1 diplomacy, and 1 intimidate check. But a new person has to attempt each one.
Per vote?
Per vote.
Okay.
Okay. The first issue on vote is increased shares for the Island of Empty Eyes. Presenting it is Tessa Fairwind. And, Tessa Fairwind, kind of been your sponsor and champion over the last few months, although she's been separating herself from you for the most part, trying to stay in the background. But she stands up and kind of brushes her red hair out of her face and says, "Now, normally, a new pirate lord earns only a quarter of the share of their tithe from Sargava, but some of the pirate lords, myself, Aranax and Demian, Delamona, and the Master of Gales, all believe that Admiral Scourge has earned enough to gain full shares of the tithing." Kurdak Bonefist slams his bone fist with the pistol in it down on the table, and there's like a sharp banging noise, and everyone like jumps back. But it's not the pistol going off, you just like shattered a plate. And he says, "I'm not impressed with these Scourge fellow at all. I've seen a lot of pirates over the last 143 years as commander of this table. He's just another dwarf. They pass through from time to time, maybe they live a little longer, but there's nothing particularly special about him. He should go through the same multi-year proving process that everyone, including myself, has to go through." As it stands, the votes early on look like 4 yes and 7 no. What would you like to do?
Suggestion, Joe? Well, this is money, so we might want to throw our best effort at it. I mean, this is from a quarter to a full share, right?
Yep.
So, yeah, that's a significant bump for us. And you said we can do 1 each of bluff, diplomacy, and what was the other one?
Intimidate.
Intimidate. Okay. I am sitting at 15 intimidate.
I'm sitting at 12 in bluff and intimidate.
Okay, what's my Fortunately, it kicked me out of roll 20, so I'm just waiting for that to
Uh-oh.
load quick. So I got plus
So-
11 for level, plus 3 for thing, 14, and I got plus 6 for
And-
thing.
Adam,
So,
can you
20.
give us how
I
much?
got 20 diplomacy.
20 diplomacy. Okay, so it sounds like we've got our bluff, diplomacy, and intimidate. Adam, can you affect our checks on this?
I mean, I can aid them, but that's
No,
it.
no.
Okay, I just didn't know if you had any.
And you can spend disrepute points, which you have, in order to swing the boat.
Yeah.
And
Fortunately, I
you
can't
just-
do stage.
And you just spin the disrepute, and the boat moves that many points, or? Okay.
So who's talking first, and what are they saying in favor of this vote? So, for instance, if you're intimidating, you better be like, I think that we should get this, or I'll pound your face in. Not those exact words, but come on, man. You guys got to play this out. Especially if each of you is specializing in one specific thing. So who's going first, and what are they saying?
Well, I can throw out a bluff first.
Okay.
I think Marcus leans back, looking very comfortable in his chair, possibly smoking on a pipe. Says, as you can understand, certainly rules change with the times, and with Chiliacs breathing down our throats, and as such, and with our recent reclaiming of our island, we are going to be at the forefront of any incursions of such army. As such, we would need resources to be able to properly repel these forces before they ever reached your hallowed shores, and as such, we would need full funding, not a partial share, as we would be the gatekeepers to the Shackles.
Okay. Go ahead and make your check.
Oh, really bad roll.
Yeah, you see yourself,
rolled
going
a
through the
2.
motions. Bonefist Kurdak is like, that's balderdash, you useless piece of shit. Obviously, they're not going to come spineward side of the goddamn maelstrom. They'll be coming down the coast like they always do. I'll tell you what. I'll take the money that would be going to your full share and send it to Aranax and Demian, so Hell's Harbor can repel it like they always do. Does anyone else have anything to say about this vote?
It's actually supposed to be a bit higher than that.
How much
I was
higher?
going to say, you said you had a 12.
Yeah, so that's actually supposed not much difference. It's supposed to be a 16 total, not a 14.
No, not even close.
Yeah.
You've seen Ace's step up and clear stroke.
Just my macros.
Yes, I know of Hell's Harbor, and he has an excellent pirate lord there. But a little bit of assurance is always good. Like my father said, my late father says, an ounce of provision is always worth a ton of force. And it's always good to have a, what's to say, plan B. And you never know, they might come the other way around if they ever, learn tactics. Did I roll my check?
Yep.
Okay, let me see. Why am I lagging so much tonight?
Okay. Yeah, you can
Nice.
see that a few of the pirate lords kind of nod together, and at least one of them seems swayed by your words.
And I calmly sit down.
So we're now 4 and 6?
You're now 5 and 6.
5 and 6? Oh, it was 4
And you
and
haven't
7.
cast your own vote, so you could make
So
it 6
basically, it
and
would be
6.
considered tied at this point.
Yes.
Okay. I'm trying to think what... I mean, I want a good intimidate, and I'm trying to think what the heck Scourge would say to try to intimidate this
Give me
crowd.
money.
You come up
Give
and
me
you
my
like,
money.
Huh?
They're like-
for you one by one in the night.
to earn my ranks in among y'all. I gave up my own eyes for it. Imagine what I'll do to my own enemies if they stand in me way.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
Really? He becomes Popeye?
Oh, olive oil.
Sailor pirate accounts.
Yeah, I think Scourge is gonna work himself up into a good froth and frenzy, and yeah, I if I was willing to give up my own eyes to save my crew, you know, what do you think that I'm gonna do to my enemies?
That threatens my nation, my clan, my people.
You know, I need this support and I need this money, and we're gonna, you know, throw everything we have into this fight.
Okay.
Blood, sweat, and I would say tears, but obviously.
Come on, be good to me. There we go.
I thought you were doing Intimidate.
Oh, wrong one. I'm sorry. It is the exact same number, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I just did the wrong one.
So after counting up the votes, Tessa Fairwind stands up and says, "The issue is passed. Admiral Scourge, pirate lord of the island of Empty Eyes, will be sent a full share, 12,000 gold pieces, immediately from the treasury."
Nice.
And you see
12,000.
Perdak Bonefist sitting in the background with his arms crossed, just like, shit, it's my money.
You see
Why,
me like
hello, new enemy.
Oh, he's an old enemy. He's
Oh, yeah,
an
he already
old,
hates our
old
guts.
enemy.
you see
Oh, wait,
me
is that the
open
one
up
that everyone originally stole the ship from?
No, that was Captain Barnabas Harrigan.
You see me like patiently just open up my notes and adjust the notes. This much gold added to funds.
The second vote issue is the use of the Sargovan Tithe for public works. The champion for this is Lady Cerise Bloodmorn.
Now, she's been friendly to us, correct?
She has been. She was one
Yep.
of the people that attended your island in order to determine worthiness for pirate lordship. So she stands up and adjusts her leather vest and says, "Now, I know that the bulk of funds from the Sargovan Tithe are supposed to go toward the improvement in port defense of Port Peril, as well as upgrading the Shackles fleet. But it's been over 5 decades since we've had an incursion, a serious incursion by the Shalaxians. I believe the funds, a large part of them, should go to be creating towering statues in all of the Shackles' major ports, in honor of Hurricane King Bonefist Kurdak. We can just have his visage look out over all ships entering our ports, and know that he will live forever and always rule us."
Wow,
And that's
she is
what
just
fit-
flat out sucking up, isn't she?
Can I do a defense motive on her?
Yes.
No, she's not just sucking up. She's giving a class.
Is she believing what she's saying?
Okay, so you land a 27 on that sense motive, which is enough to get a read on her intentions or her emotions. You can see that she's clearly trying to curry some favor right now. She's a very smooth operator from what you remember with your time with you, and this is not like her normal speech patterns. This isn't how she would normally act. She's definitely trying to get a little bit of that political currency to use, and she's willing to spend a large portions of the Shackles' actual currency to do it.
How convenient.
Well-
To counter that vote, the Master of the Gales, stands up and says, "I could see from the vote here that I'm the only one standing against this measure. All of you are trying to suck up to this useless whelp, Bonefist Kurdak. He rules us only because he hasn't had the good sense to die. This isn't the natural way. Let us not build these ridiculous statues. We must remain vigilant against the threat that Cheliax poses to all of us. And not just Cheliax, but any naval fleet ever. Building a giant statue of a man who eventually will die means nothing to me." The
Wow.
vote is very obviously 10-1 against. So everyone agrees that they should definitely build these statues, except for the Master of Gales.
Wow.
What's your vote, Scourge, and would you like to affect this one?
Wow, this hurts because it's putting us between two people that we want to support both.
Yeah.
It puts you against a third person, too, Hurricane King Kurdrak Bonefist.
For voting against
You
it.
can see he's like, yeah, I want these statues. I want that statue.
I'm gonna lean over.
Damn, that would be psychotic to do that.
I'm gonna lean over and whisper to Aces, my fellow officer, and say, "There's a much cheaper way to turn into a statue. Look into the eyes of a Medusa."
You can only get one.
You see Aces kind of smirk. He's trying to hold it back. It's like, God, I love you so much. You're just like your uncle. If Scourge want to make the backing, I think this is a waste of money, obviously.
Say what?
I think this is a waste of money, but...
Yeah.
everybody's like,
10 to 1's tough.
yeah, 10 to 1.
Well, that's what I was fixing to say. I mean, good, bad, or indifferent as far as the vote. This is a tough one to sway, and all we're going to do is anger the... I can't say his name.
Hurricane King.
Hurricane King. All we're going to do is anger the Hurricane King by... And we're not going to win unless we spend a ridiculous amount of...
Dispute. Yeah, you got a point,
Yeah.
Mike. Following our pride of this one.
Yes, but at the same time, very limited funds for
Alright.
additional ships and resources for the fleets would be crippling to the defense of the entire Shackles.
Yes.
And we have
Yeah.
had stirrings recently from the Chiliacs, have we not?
We've already seen the Cheliacs on the move. Yeah.
That's not something we should, that's not something any intelligent person should be supporting, I don't think.
Can we affect the Hurricane King himself, or are we just affecting the vote? Because I'd like
You're
to
affecting
sway
the vote.
just the vote. So I'd like to sway the vote without, just royally pissing him off.
Sounds like you'll have to be very careful about what you say.
Okay. Well, guys, this is a hard one because, like I said, unless we can only change 3 votes. That's not even close to getting it to pass. We're gonna have to spend.
You'd have to spend
disrepute.
at least, yeah.
And
How many
quite a
votes?
bit of-
I'm guessing a disrepute would give us 1 vote.
Right, but you
Swing.
can spend as many as you want to.
Yeah, so we just crush the vote, but it's going to cost us.
So we'd have to cost like 2 disrepute to do it, and that's assuming we all were, scored well on our rolls.
If we make all our rolls, we're still going to have to
Just-
spend a couple of.
Keep in mind, building statues is not going to hurt us. So
No, but it may hurt the
No
defenses.
additional ships may hurt us.
Yeah, because they're not
It's
building
what-
defenses, right? It's against Chelax. They're using that money for something else.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly fine with ignoring this vote. I mean, I know the defenses would be better, but pissing off the Hurricane King to get better defenses is just
To have
as young and as early as this is going to be counterproductive as heck for us.
True. For now, we bite our tongue.
Okay, Adam.
yep, I agree. Bite your tongue.
Okay.
You kind of see Marcus like this. What are you? Okay.
I agree with you as to the importance of this, but I think that fighting it is going to be very painful for us, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yes, but the problem
Okay.
is not fighting may be painful for the Shackles as a whole.
Yeah. And we can use them as cannon fodder before everything gets to us.
Exactly.
Which will make our imminent takeover of the Shackles that much easier.
All right. So you are casting a vote in favor of this?
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
I will speak, and I'll apologize to Hurricane King for not supporting his position. But
Oh, you're voting against it.
no,
No,
no, I mean not
Master Chief.
the Master
Master
Gales.
of Gales.
I'm sorry. I will apologize for him for not supporting his position, but it seems to be throwing our votes away.
All right. Yeah, the Master of Gales just like stands up and says, "I thought better of you, Scourge. I thought you might be the kind of dwarf that might stand against this kind of ridiculous tyranny. I might stand for the freedom of a people rather than the deification of a human. Perhaps I thought wrong. And he sits down and, like, sat up Goldtooth is giving him the eyes. The third issue is a Declaration of Rights of Salvage. Its champion is Avamar Soranash, Werewolf Captain Extraordinaire. With all the whisperings and stories that have been told of the Isle of the Black Tower, and the magical sword Iger's Kiss that is said to be lost inside, Avamar Soranash wants Olo to be granted salvage rights over the island and its waters, as Olo is the closest significant settlement to the island in question. Avamar Soranash is asking for a 20% tithe from all plunder taken from the island over the next 12 months. The opponent is Jolis Raffles, a
Ferengi?
A gnome.
Sorry.
I'm still quite bitter over a similar request I made to a different island during the last council meeting, which was voted down by one Avamar Soranash, the swing vote. I don't think it's fair that he received the island where I did not. Therefore, I am voting against this.
And how does the
That was
vote
actually a
stand
really good
starting
impersonation.
off?
It's hard to tell how the vote stands currently. The other ones were very clear, and this one, the waters are muddy.
Well, he did support us. He did vote for us to join, so I feel I hate to say obligated, but I feel kind of led to support his position.
Now, this is the guy that I buddied up to at the party.
Yeah, yep.
Right,
He wanted
right.
you to become a werewolf.
The werewolf, yeah. And where is this island at, Arthur?
The island of the Black Tower? I'm honestly unsure. Here we go. Far, far west side.
Oh, wow, way out there.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't care about that.
Well, we may, if that is a source of some plunder, if we think it'd be worth going out there and trying to find this sword. That'd be a darn good... But, you know, I don't mind tithing him a little bit since he supported us. So,
okay. Are you voting yes?
Guys, vote.
I vote yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Adam. Okay. All right. Then, yeah, we'll support his vote.
Okay.
And I think this should make us even for Chumley.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you say that, and he kind of just like shrugs. He's like, "Fine, we're even for Chumley. We still need to talk about my flagship." I like
One
that
thing at a time. And
Yeah.
I liked it too. We're still hunting that creature or whatever it was.
Are you making any attempts to influence the vote, or are you just voting on it?
Yeah, let's attempt to support his position. Let's throw some
Okay.
at least checks against it. So now,
Yeah.
where is his island in relation to this? I don't see it near.
He doesn't have his own island. He has his own major port.
Olo, the port. Oh, I see the port.
It's
Okay.
Olo. It's on Shark Island. It's far too large and populous.
Okay. All right. Can we get a reading on the vote? Can we make a check to see?
Yeah,
if
a sense
we can tell?
motive would.
Sense
would clear
motive.
it up.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, 29 cents motive. It's currently with Scourge's vote. It's 7-5 in favor.
So it's going to pass already.
Yep.
Okay. Well, let's. We ought to at least
We're still speaking
make a
it.
show of
Speaking
supporting
back.
him. Yeah. So I'll make a diplomacy just to come out and
Okay.
say, you know, this is good to support the captain's efforts to beef up the western end of the Shackles and, you know, make us stronger.
Strength.
Crush.
Yeah, 31. Well, you fucking crushed that DC. You basically Scourge it. Yeah, the vote is now 8-4.
I love how Scourge is actually a verb now.
Better
I've
than
been
cutting everything up.
scourged.
Being Dan.
Yeah, getting
That guy got in the party that guy got in the party last night. It was so brutal.
All right. The fourth issue of 5 is the Declaration of Skaggs Rotgram as an outlaw. A rather bland-looking fellow with, like, lumpy brown hair stands up. His name is Hard Luck Massey, and he picks up a letter and cuts it open, and he's just like, on behalf of my good friend, Captain Barnabas Harrigan, and everybody in the room is like, oh, God, what now? And he's like, Captain Barnabas Harrigan, he's requested that his former first mate, Skaggs Rotgram, has been engaging in unsanctioned piracy against Sargavan vessels. He would like Skaggs and his ship, the Devilish Duchess, to be declared outlaws. Thank you for your time and consideration. And Kurdak Bonefist slams his bone fist down on the table, and this time his pistol really does go off and hits, like, the wall, and there's, like, like an explosion because his pistol fires magic bullets.
Oh, it doesn't just hit some random servant and they just kind of...
No.
Oh, my shoulders! It's
Nope,
kinda like
no,
Archer,
it hits the
that one
wall
guy
and
that
it
always gets
explodes.
shot.
He says, I'm so tired of Barnabas Harrigan and hearing of him. His attitude has become increasingly poor. He's not worthy of the council's time. I heard he even tried to cheat to get onto this council. Cheating's fine as long as you don't get caught. If you get caught, you're a stupid jackass.
I give him a hearty har-har. Har-har, yeah.
I suggest we vote against this immediately, dismiss the issue, and then begin a vote of censure against Barnabas Harrigan. I'm tired of hearing his warnings that the Chilaxians are coming.
Wait.
Well, that's different.
Wait
but,
a
you know,
minute.
I'm all about dissing Barnabas. He was kind of hard on us.
But the Chilaxians are coming.
Yeah, but you know, we get to stick our thumb in his eye, so you know.
Yeah, true, but also at the
Fair
same
enough.
time, if we constantly start crying the British are coming, nobody's going to believe you after a while. If they don't show up.
So, what do you
Now, if I understand this, they're paying us for protection, and yet one of our pirates is attacking them.
That's correct.
So the vote is actually good as far as policy because we want to go, you know, we could just go hunt the guy down and crush him as a favor to the council or something. And that would stick a thumb in his other eye, you know?
Because you're the OG, the original, have you been speaking favorable to your officers about Barnabas Harrigan, or have you been speaking of his disrepute? Well, what is your view? What is Scourge's view of Barnabas?
He tried to have us abandoned and killed. So, yeah, not something that's going to go over real
When was
well.
that?
Huh?
When was that?
Didn't his crew that?
Yeah,
Send
his
us-
crew stole that ship from him.
Yeah.
They were trying to mutiny
the original-
from him, and you were stuck on that boat with them.
Right.
Because
right,
they
but
wanted
his-
to kill you.
His instructions when they sent him away was to get rid of us, though.
Were they?
I thought so. I thought that's what we understand. What we stood when we left the boat, that one of the things they were supposed to do was kill all of us when they got the boat where it was supposed to be. They just took it somewhere else, and then tried to kill us too.
I think
Is that
it
not
just seemed
correct,
like-
If
or is
that's
that-
what you believe.
I wasn't there for that one.
That's what
I know.
the great thing about this matter
I
is
know.
it's all through, you know, Scourge's perspective, because, you know, we all are basically came on board after the fact. So
Yeah.
if he paints him as a
Yeah.
bad guy, then we're just like, yeah, I guess he is a bad guy.
Well, I don't want
Well-
to paint it wrong. If I'm remembering the situation wrong, and it was
I
just
know.
his officers who turned on us.
In my eyes, I think their
It's just-
shipmate is a hottie. Their store manager. That's just me.
All right. I don't see any reason to speak out and get in either direction, though.
Okay. Are you voting in any direction?
Can we tell what the vote is like
Yeah,
right now?
Sense motive will be needed.
Sure.
The vote is close enough that you need something.
Okay.
To
You give us a check, Mr. Oh.
Yeah. It's hard to tell. It's real close, though. That's a 17. You got a 1.
Is abstaining an option?
Yeah.
No. Abstaining is for sea lawyers in the week. pirate lords don't abstain. If you're going to abstain, you don't show up.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will note that there are a number of empty chairs.
Yeah.
About 20.
Yeah. All right.
I was gonna say
What do you
this-
think,
That
guys?
reminds me a great deal of the U.S. Senate, but
Yeah, really. Where you don't actually have to do your job to get paid? Yeah, that.
Hey,
All right.
By the way, can I kind of look at the Bismarck seat?
Yeah, it looks huge.
I'm just wondering. I wonder if she ever going to show up, like me daydreaming about the whole thing. Like, what happened?
Okay.
I think I'd like to support the Hurricane King on this one because we've already aggravated him by. And even if we discount my my original perception of him, he still was the one who shanghaied the crew and hijacked us into piracy in the first place. So.
Okay.
Yeah,
With a
yeah,
vote
I'll come out against it.
The vote of 5-7, no bounty is placed on the head of Skang's Rockrum.
Wow, a 1. Holy crap! Look at it and make the vote go the other way. All right.
The final issue before the council this day is funding and support for Chelish investigations. Tessa Fairwind moves to the front of the council chamber again, this time with a number of folders, which she hands out to everyone. They're all hand-copied pieces of investigation. You recognize many of them as things that you've turned into her, and investigation further down the line. So she's like back-checking everything you've done.
So basically, everything looks like my writing because I'm the guy who does that.
Well, not everything, right? Because it's not just she's gotten your evidence. She's like taken it to the next level and been like, oh, well, these specific people were murdered. What's the connection between all of them? Which you guys didn't do. She says, here are the results of my research into the possibility that there is a Chelish sympathizer and traitor among the pirate lords. I've discovered a number of key facts with the aid of Admiral Scourge. And that's when Aronnax and Demian stands up and immediately is like, well, with this evidence at hand, I believe we should immediately all vote yes for more funding and support for investigations against the Chelish. And Kurdak Bonefist just like slams his fist against the table. It's like, no! We need that money to go toward my statues. The Shalaxians don't pose a threat to any of us. And, from the minor pirate lord's table, someone goes, well, ain't that the pot calling the kettle black? And someone else is like, don't they call Hell's Harbor Little Cheliax?
You see me step up. That's a misconsumption, my good sir. You see me step up. That's a misconsumption, my sir.
Yeah, there's a huge amount of arguing in the chamber right now. Like, everything starts erupting. People are shouting at each other. It becomes clear that the vote is swung against everyone quite quickly. The vote is 4 yeses and 7 noes.
4 yeses to support
The more funding.
more funding. Yeah, I think we definitely need to support. I think we need to do everything we can to support this one, y'all. This needs to pass. Because I think we've already seen plenty of evidence that the Cheliacs are ready to move, right?
Yes.
Okay. Opinions?
I got this diplomacy.
All right,
oh, absolutely, we need to support.
Yep, definitely.
Marcus is of the
All for-
opinion we need to support anything that would.
Yeah, okay. All right. I can throw in an intimidate. I'll rip the guts out of the Chelish traitors and hang them from our yard arm and use them as a... paint them red and use them as a flag.
You
Okay.
see, like, who's gonna
Yeah,
go
when you
first?
say that, Aronnax and Demian looks towards you and glances kind of like, ugh, really?
I'll have your guts for garters. Okay.
Yeah, I need your check.
Oh, again? Come
No,
on,
yeah.
man.
So you don't, like, no one even listens to you. Everyone's too busy screaming at each other over...
Wow, that hurts.
You
Okay,
see me,
guys.
it's like, calm down, calm down. We all know Hell's Harbor have done a service to this country and has protected us for any invasion of Chelaxian only a half a year ago. Was it half a year ago? Half a year ago, we took care of a minor Chelaxian, like Scourgeon, and he did it with style, like any other of us would do. And I believe in this man and support everything that he believes of. And calling it Little Chilaxian Town is not helping the situation, as I point to that one guy. Yeah, I'm looking at you, buddy. You slow your roll.
Yeah, so he stands up and
These
starts
rolls
screaming at you, and he's just like, "It is called Little Cheliax, and it has been since Aronex and Demian founded it. You slow your roll, sir, and I happen to know that you're a known Endymion sympathizer. In fact, you owe him loyalty. You have an island under his rule. Why are you even here? Why are you sitting at that particular table? Why are you sitting at Scourge's table? Shouldn't you be sitting at Aronex and Demian's?
Oh, you got smart.
I call you out, sir. I call you out.
Then let's take this outside.
I'm giving like Marcus like
you see me like want to come at him
now type of stuff before it gets real.
Like gentlemen, please, bear with me for just a moment. I'm sure a lot of people have their own opinions on how best to defend the Shackles from the Chelaxians and how to keep all of our interests at heart. However, spies have been found. They've been attempting to garner information about the Shackles for some time. Their fleets are on the way. Surely everyone must realize this. And as such, we need to do everything we can to bolster our defenses. And if that means putting funding towards this, then we wholeheartedly agree with that.
Can I do
a
whisper
bluff of some
message to
kind?
Marcus?
What's the bluff in there?
I was actually pausing for a moment to think.
Okay.
Can I do a whisper message while he's giving a speech to him?
Sure.
And I basically whispered, "Don't forget about the Chelaxian saboteur that blew up 3 Pirate Lord flagships. You could make that better story-wise."
Ham it up, dog. As you see, Laris is kind of like holding back Aces. Like, let me murder him. I'll show him who's a sympathizer.
And I say, and as we all well know from recent events, the Chelaxians are able to hit us even in our home ports. As such, you understand they have much more sway in the Shackles than you might consider. Much more than any of us might believe. We may be halfway under their thumb already and not even know it. And without this funding, we probably won't ever know.
And knowing's half the battle. G.I. Joe.
And knowing is half the battle. Ding!
All
the
right.
bluff part of that would be we're probably halfway under their thumb already.
All right. Let's roll for it.
These rolls.
Yeah, with a 21, no. You've managed to not influence this vote at all.
Yeah, we gotta spend points. How much points do we have to spend?
If Scourge votes yes, you will need 2 more points in order to push it in the correct direction. You want to spend 2 points of disrepute?
Spend it.
Is that cool? Spend it.
Okay. Tessa gets the funding and support she needs to make it more difficult for Cheliax to support their agents by forcing them to spend more time and effort maintaining their cover. At the end of the 5th vote, Kurdak Bonefist's patience for bureaucracy wears out. Although there are over a dozen issues left on the agenda, the 5th issue annoys Bonefist so much he calls for a meeting to close, citing a desire to visit his consort for some more comfort time. He is escorted out of the room by a pale woman. If this was a TV show, she would be played by Christina Hendricks, but with long, straight red hair rather than kind of short, curly. The other pirates, feeling the effects of the food and the grog, are eager to comply and quickly vacate Fort Hazard. Before going, however, Delamona Bury stops Scourge before you get on your ship. And she kind of like nods and curtsies and says, "Ah, Admiral Scourge, my fellow pirate lord. Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a woman of wealth and taste. My name is Delamona Burry. You might have recognized that I was one of the leading votes on the issue of getting you your increased share."
What was her name again?
Delamona
Delamona?
Burry.
I need to write that down. Okay.
I understand you've been working closely with an associate of mine. A man who used to be my first mate for a time when I worked in the Andorran Navy.
And who would that be?
Merrill Pegsworthy, of course.
Oh,
Things have fallen hard for him since that time.
yeah.
And she
Yes,
kind
they
of
have.
smiles sideways and is like, he does have a peg leg now. That wasn't a thing. It makes him look more roguish, don't you think?
I suppose so. And Pegsworthy is one of our allies. He supported us.
He's not just one of your allies. He's one of your squadrons. He's sworn to sail with you when you go into
that's
fleet
right.
combat.
Yeah, he's actually one of our captains flying under us now. Okay.
Yeah. He real thick with us. even
Okay.
though I don't
Yeah.
like him.
Yeah. We do have Master Pegsworthy working with us, and it's very nice to meet you. I am.
Likewise as well. I traditionally in matters such as this, when one aids another in gaining a large proportion or sum, there is some consideration granted to the aidee from the aidist.
True. And what is your idea of the scope of that aid?
So she's like, well, not to say that my vote is worth a certain amount of money, although it is. In this particular matter, I would say 1,000 gold pieces would more than cover my aid during that particular issue. And I'll remind you, this is going directly to charity.
Charity, you say?
Yes?
And
Haven't
how
you heard of the island of Lillywhite?
I don't think I have.
That was the island you competed with in Plunder and Peril. The town of free halflings who get drunk all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yep,
that one.
it's the town where they have the Caden Kalian festival, and everyone
Right.
drinks all year round, and they wait for all of the ships from last year to come back so they can start the drinking again. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, my kind of place.
that's her island. So
Hmm. Huh. So she's that lady. Interesting.
this will, of course, be going to help fund the drinking relief efforts of a number of beleaguered halfling former slaves on my island. Do you have any idea how hard it is to keep the alcohol consumption rates down? Requires quite a bit of coin, Scourge. And
Well, I
while I'm
think you
glad to see the coin you rightfully deserve in your hands, my efforts could use a bit of charitable compensation in return for my largesse.
I'm sorry,
Well, I
but
think you.
I just had to interject. It's like, do you have any idea how much it takes to keep a old tribe of Cyclops happy with the meat of fish and red meat from dinosaurs?
She's just like, Cyclopses? Dinosaurs? Scourge, who is this jester? I've not heard such wild tales in some time, and I myself am a bard.
You should come by our island then. It is quite the eye opener.
Oh,
They
I
may
would
seem
love to come by
fantastic
your
to you,
island,
but to
but-
us, that's a Tuesday.
Yeah, that's.
That's cute.
I'll tell you what, while I'm picking up my money, why don't I drop by your island?
That would be marvelous. Let me confer one moment.
So
I think
she
you
like
guys know
turns
where
toward her
Scourge
ship.
stands on.
Yeah,
Huh?
we like get it from her perspective. She turns toward her ship. She was like looking all serious towards you, and she's like turned toward her first mate. She's like, nailed it, nailed it. And then turns back and is like, take your time, Admiral Scourge.
Very calm and sedate. Yes. So
Yeah.
what do you guys think?
I think it's a good idea, especially if her bardic talents are a prominent note during like days of festival. Sometimes I think we forget as players, like, there's like certain days, especially during closer to the holidays, that festivities, singing, dancing is really important, especially for like a new island, a new civilization. It kind of brings people together. So if we can like coordinate that visit with some type of festivity, and then maybe we can coordinate a singing, dancing event to kind of increase the morale of our new settlement.
I think we should have 2 conditions. 1, we're invited. 2, they have Dwarven Ale for the captain.
I couldn't hear you say that again.
I say first condition, we're invited to this party. Second off, they have to have Dwarven Ale for the captain.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the second condition is pretty much a given. So, yeah. All right. So, all in favor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, and I'll turn back to her and say I would have to assume that this support would include a certain amount of Dwarven Ale for a thirsty captain who might happen to visit.
She says, well, of course, if you were to visit during the festival, I would make sure to set aside our finest Dwarven Ale.
Okay.
That is to say, the worst Dwarven Ale we have, since we only have 1 keg. I'll
it's
make
the best
sure
and the worst of times.
Yeah, I'll make sure it's set aside for you.
All right. Is it possible to talk her down some?
I mean, you're in control of the bribe here. You tell her what you want to do.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to, I don't want to upset her, but obviously this is just a ploy for her to make money. So, you know what? 1,000 gold. Who cares? It's not a big deal. We'll pay up.
Yeah, it's one more friend we have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it doesn't help to make allies, and Scourge will make it very clear that this is.
Yeah, one more person to stab us in the back later.
Yeah.
You see me you see me come up and start writing like a side note, basically the original version of a check to pick up at the docks at this point.
Okay. So, yeah, no, she said she was specifically going to go to your island in order to pick up the money.
Oh, then I just sketch her a mini map of the island.
Yep.
To where to meet us at.
Okay. As you're going back to your ship, your wyvern, Distfodo Yunvu, kind of meets you halfway and is like, Sketch, you have a visitor aboard the ship. I felt you should know.
I said, so what makes you so cheerful today to warn us about stuff?
What?
I'm curious what the wyvern breath smells like. Is it fish, meat, vegetables?
It smells a lot like fermented dead meat.
You see him snap at me
Straight
and
up
like, oh, come on now. We've been talking for, I don't know, almost a year now. We've been coming back. You think that's going to intimidate me, you big old softy?
So
Okay.
he
Can you
bares
tell us
his
anything?
teeth and growls at you, Aces, and turns toward you, Scourge, and says, yes, I can tell you much.
Okay.
As you know, my policy is, if it flies, it dies. Unfortunately, I attempted to swallow this particular visitor twice, but it escaped. I grow tired of it on board. It's taken my spot on the railing. I wish you to remove it immediately.
I say, something took your spot? You're the most dangerous thing I know.
We will certainly investigate forthwith. Can we see what's on the ship?
So yeah, you can see that there is a enormous raven made entirely out of silver sitting where the wyvern normally would be.
Interesting.
Okay, I guess we'll approach it and try to speak to it then. This is obviously not normal.
Is this some form of spell, or?
Is it do that?
Okay, yeah, when you approach the raven, it turns towards you and opens its mouth and goes, "Caca! My friends, it pains me to darken your accomplishments, but I feel I must. Despite your triumphs, of late, there remain those who do not accept you as deserving of the prize you have been awarded. If you expect to keep your island, you'll need to fight for it. Even as I pen this warning, know that your old nemesis, Barnabas Harrigan, is bolstering his own fleet, funded through his recent spat of successes raiding the Chalice shipping lanes. He will come for you as soon as he is ready. War is coming to the Shackles, whether Bonefist wants to admit it or not. We have a traitor, or perhaps traitors, in our midst, and when the Chalice Navy sails south, it will divide us as our own greed and betrayal if we are not ready. I intend to survive this war, and to do so, I need all the help I can get. I hope to see you survive as well, but to do that, you must gather a fleet. In time, I will join my resources to yours, but for the immediate future, I must maintain a low profile. I fear I have drawn too much attention to my plans already. Hire mercenaries if you must, but seek out friends and allies if you can. They will serve you better than those bought with coin. Bolstering your infamy can only help as well. Some of the topics that came up in the council meeting today seem to me good places to start looking. Looting the Black Tower and recovering the sword Igra's Kiss from within could certainly increase your fame, and if you manage to track down Skaggs Rotgram, well, an old mate of Harrigan's could be an invaluable ally, especially if he knows something about Harrigan's weakness. Until I contact you again, keep the Silver Raven figurine as proof of my word. Sell it off if you wish. After that party you threw at the fortress, I suspect you might need some spare coin to help pay for the fleet you'll need soon. Love, Tessa Fairwind. And then the raven just like beep 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 beep, beep and turns into like a hand-sized silver raven.
Nice.
You see me go pick it up. I may hate her, but she's very useful.
Immediately there's like this flapping of wings, just like whoosh, 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 as your wyvern settles back into his normal perch.
You said to him, "You feel better now, big boy?"
Yeah, I think he like bares his teeth and some acid starts hitting the deck. And
Yeah,
you
I'm
hear
like,
like that sizzly, melty noise.
Yep, that's the wyvern I love and care
I'm
after.
tired of having to repair this deck.
You see me like bring him like a piece of like giant piece of ham that I have from him and throw it up to him.
How much longer must we tolerate this thing's presence on board?
It's a year, right?
Yeah, you're coming up next month. It will have completed its mission to gather taxes on Scourge's behalf in exchange for bringing someone back to life.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Which one would you guys like to approach first? Head for the Black Isle, or try to run down this?
So while you're getting the ship ready to do rigging, you begin talking to your officers, and then someone comes running up. It's like, wait, wait, and it's a halfling with like floppy noodle arms and a letter bearing a silver marking on the back end of the letter. You can see there's definitely been some engraving, like a wax seal of a pirate lord on it. Is there a pirate lord, Mr. Scourge Saltbeard, on board?
Yes.
I point to Scourge.
What do you have for me?
I have here one letter from a Captain Chambros Igrosa, first mate of the good ship Tyrannus, flagship of Aranex and Demian, former admiral of the Chelish Navy, Lord of Hell Harbor, and Warden of the North.
I like that one.
Warden of the North.
And what was
I like
his name?
that.
What was the captain's name?
Chambros Igrosa.
Oh, Igrosa.
Okay. And he is the
He is the
captain of the flagship for
he is-
Endymion.
He is the first mate of the flagship.
First mate.
And Demian captains his own boat. Much like you do.
Yeah, all right. I'll be happy to receive your letter.
Doesn't Scourge love his new life? It's like letters, political discussions, debates. He's like thinking about like, oh man, I wish I was at the tavern right now, not having to think.
Getting drunk, lopping off
You-
heads, breaking teeth. Yeah, yeah.
The letter is asking for you to come meet with Chambrosi Grossa aboard the Tyrannus immediately.
And Endymion. Okay. All right. Guys.
I would
I
go.
think we should.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll go meet with him.
Okay. As you go on board, it is, much as you would expect the flagship of a former Chelish admiral to be. It is enormous and dark, completely maintained almost perfectly. Beneath the waterline, you can see that all of the brine has been scrubbed off. Above the waterline, everyone is in pressed white uniforms, perfect little hats. All of the ropes are squared away in the exact and properly prescribed manner in Jane's fighting ships. And Chambros himself looks like a comedic parody actor pretending to be a captain in a Chelish opera. He's like this short, extremely fat, extremely ugly man whose uniform seems slightly too small for him, and he says, the name is First Lieutenant Igrosa. Am I speaking with Pirate Lord Scourge? You seem particularly dwarfy, sir. Are you here?
You seem
you
particularly dwarfy at the moment. Are you feeling all right?
Particularly observant. Yes.
Lord
Through and through.
Admiral Aronnax Endymion is waiting for you in his cabin below. He wishes to speak with you directly at your earliest convenience. Is it convenient now, sir?
It is.
I will
Let's go
announce
look.
you immediately. Please wait here for an escort. And so he has two Marines stand next to you to make sure you don't leave. Goes himself to announce you, and then waits for a midshipman to come and walk you into the room behind him. So this affair takes about 2 minutes, and Endymion is sitting behind his desk the whole time, still writing.
Okay. I have got to get a better list of allies and enemies and subordinates, and because I can't keep all these moving parts straight.
So Endymion's just writing behind his desk and says, "Ha! Hearty salutations, Admiral. I know you and your ally, Lady Fairwind, have been rooting about for Chelish conspirators. You've doubtless heard the rumors that I am one of those conspirators. As a result, I assure you that nothing could be further from the truth. My hatred of Cheliax and those devil-besotted fools plumbs deeper than any well of loathing in the Shackles. But still the rumors persist. In fact, they've been spreading of late in my own home port of Hell Harbor. I wish these rumors quashed, but to do so I need your aid. I cannot directly move against the source of the latest campaign of falsehoods against me. But if you do this for me, if you teach these slanderers a lesson, I'll reward you with a squadron of my finest warships. As you might remember, Captain, I've been moving toward using an all-dragon airship fleet. My conventional naval vessels are of less use to me. I would reward you with the finest of these. I don't suppose you'd be interested."
You see me lift the scourge, it'll be an honor to serve under him, to squash the injustice to me, Lord.
It sounds like a fantastic offer. I believe we would be proud to clear your name, if nothing else, for no other reason than to narrow the list of folks that we need to look at. And I'm not a favor of rumors or rumor mongers myself. I'd like to see them all crushed.
Well, excellent. You may have heard of these rumor mongers before. A small group of exiled Chelish performers have purchased a seaside tavern. and been using it as cover for their slanderous campaign against me. Their performances are quite popular among the citizens of Hell's Harbor, and by the time I realized who they were slandering, any overt move I made against them would only martyr them and prove my guilt, since it would look like I'm attempting to crush those who are attempting to get the truth out. But if an apparently non-aligned group were to infiltrate them and reveal the truth, my name would be cleared.
Oh, so I can't just blow up the building then?
I was just going to say, not exactly.
I would have
style.
no issue with that. However, if you could find any evidence inside that they do directly work for Cheliax, I would appreciate it. This is the theater of corruption. They like to perform those plays about finals fantasies or whatever it is.
I love those plays.
They've been going on for several months now.
We're actually quite familiar.
Are we gonna fight the one?
They are my favorites.
If they are actually working to support the Chelish or
I believe
undermine
so.
our, I'll make a point of saying allies here, then we would certainly want to squash them any way we can. We will uncover any evidence that we can and expose them for what they are.
I've had my first lieutenant, Igrosa, prepare some documentation for you on their main players. The diva Iswin, the illusionist Lady Nightshade, and the frankly insane Gorebeard Trench. Look at it at your leisure. Infiltrate them when you can. Report to me as soon as possible. I appreciate this, Admiral.
And we are more than happy to clear your name. And what was the third name? Diva Ishwin, Lady Nightshade, and...
Gorebeard Trench.
Gorebeard Trench. I might have to use that name at one point.
I actually really like that.
Yes.
Okay, Insane. That goes right up my alley. I'm a big fan of Insane. Okay. I'll thank him for the audience and let him know that we will do what we can to inform as soon as we have something to work with.
Okay. All right.
We got a full plate already.
Yeah, and we need to do that thing where we take a few minutes to go to the bathroom, get food, and rest our eyes while the audience listens to some sweet, smooth jazz music. So we'll be back in like 8 minutes for the second half. Prepare yourselves for another 2 hours of pirate action.